Hello and welcome to another podcast edition of Taiwan Talk. I'm Keith Manconi, and we are taking the show live once again to the morning show with Terry Engel. And we set aside a whole hour for an extended conversation with the sister duo behind Meimeiwawa Multimedia. That is a pair of third culture kids that have some pretty fresh ideas for the Taiwan entertainment industry. We're going to be hearing exactly what those ideas are in the next hour or so. Not a whole lot to set up here, so we're just going to go straight to it. This is the morning show hosted by Terry Engel on the morning of Wednesday, April 27th at 10 a.m. Here's Terry.
ICRT FM 100 kicking off to 10 there with the ex-ambassadors and renegades. It's 8 minutes past 10. Time for us to get in our Wednesday extended interview segment. Keith, who do we got this week?
Well, Terry, today we're going to be getting to know a group, I think, that has something of a similar mission statement to us here at ICRT. That group is Meimeiwawa Multimedia. This is an entertainment company here in Taiwan that covers a lot of ground. They do film production, entertainment management, lifestyle content, music production, a lot of stuff right there. It's the brainchild of a sister duo, Lara and Esther Veronin. And now kind of the key here is that they grew up in the U.S. and Taiwan. So what they're bringing to this is kind of that international perspective, a little bit of that East and West brought together, making bilingual and bicultural content right here in Taiwan. We got them in studio with us right now. So welcome to both of you, Lara and Esther.
Sup?
Hello.
Welcome, ladies. Esther and Lara. Good to have you guys in the studio. Meimeiwawa Entertainment.
Multimedia.
Multimedia,
you just
sorry.
said that.
Sorry, and yeah, I know I wasn't. I often drift when Keith goes.
It's a fact. It's a fact. Which one is Meimei and which one is Wawa? Is that assigned?
Well, Terry just said we couldn't talk about our birth stories. That's what it has to do with.
It has a little to do with our birth story because actually when we first came to Taiwan, we didn't have Chinese names, so our mother named us. We have another sister, Jie, and so Esther, she's the older one of us too. Her name is Meimei. And then I came along, and my mom was like, oh no, another little girl. What do we call her? I guess she has to be even smaller than Meimei, so let's go with Wawa. And so it actually just means little sister and little doll. And when we decided to start our I see the jangling of your earrings.
Well, that way you'll know I'm nodding.
Thank you for the support.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we realized that that's a big part of our identity. And when we started our company, we wanted something really unique that expressed that. And surprise, surprise, nobody had registered this company.
Well, that is a surprise, though. That's a cute name.
But actually, somebody had, just
nobody
not in
Taiwan had registered.
Oh, really?
But a Japanese blow-up doll company had registered.
Perfect! Meimeiwawa, of course! Why didn't I think of that?
Don't go to meimeiwawa.com unless you're looking for a very realistic-looking blow-up
Or
dolls.
a very specific experience.
So our website is Meimeiwawa Media, so don't get confused.
That
there.
explains that one.
That is hilarious.
I was wondering about that.
That's absolutely hilarious. So Meimeiwawa Multimedia. Tell me a little bit about some of the content that you guys produce and on your website. I've checked out a few of the things, and they're quite interesting, but I'm going to let you guys talk about not just the content that's on there, but really what you're trying to get across with the content.
I don't think he checked it. I think he's making us talk about it.
No, I did. Yeah, well, it's a very interesting interviewer tactic, to be honest with you. But no, I did actually check it. But I'll let you guys kind of talk about it.
Well, as you know, in this day and age, like video content is everything. And so that was Esther's idea to be like, because when we first started the company, we were posting a lot of girlish selfies and things like us going to work out or what desserts we'd had and things like that. And Esther was like, we really need to get video content out there because it's much more relevant and humor is a big part of it as well. So we started doing a lot of funny videos, just situations we found hilarious to ourselves. Hopefully other people thought that they were funny too. And over time, these videos kind of evolved into two main projects that we work on. One is called Meiwa Diaries, which is kind of a reality show, but as Esther likes to say,
it's a faux reality series, and I think it's a new genre.
That she invented faux reality.
Faux reality.
It's not
Okay.
the same as reality. Okay, and I could explain.
Please explain
No,
faux
I don't want.
reality.
Well, it's like a reality show. Is
You really had to twist her arm. She was resisting that one. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, but like
Faux reality.
It's been like a huge argument among like many people right now what faux reality is, if it's even a new genre, if it's like redundant, because a reality show is like
Faux anyway.
exactly, but except in our faux reality show, we're actually combining elements of like documentary footage. They're actually real.
So it's reality. Oh boy, it's really turning the tables on reality. Yeah.
Plus like kind of like loosely scripted stuff, and it's like blended together.
So to give a more specific example, like I might have a performance that is scheduled to happen anyway, and we have to go, and I'm not trying to play a role. I'm just simply trying to get my job done as a singer. But, you know, the Meimeiwawa crew will come along, and inevitably Esther and I will get in some kind of argument or something like that, and that gets documented into it. And then Esther will
construct
also
a script around it.
Yeah, she'll construct a script around it where some of the lines are staged and pre-planned, but what's interesting is that there are actually lines that we've said to each other before in the past. It's just like we're kind of changing the time frame of things.
Like okay, for example, like there's one episode where like I kind of booked this gig for her, like for like a police party. You know how they have those like Weiya or whatever, like spring chunjo, and then like
to kind of promote morale.
And like they were like, yeah, it's gonna be like a huge community thing. It's gonna be like 2,000 people, and then we got there, and there's like 20 people in the audience,
couple
like
cops sitting around,
yawning, and like Laura's
yeah,
like,
the yawn was real. Like I was singing, and then our videographer was going around capturing the audience, and like one of the guys sitting in the audience yawning. We did not stage that. That was real.
That just happened. That went on.
Happened, and like kind of like based the script around that, you know.
Yeah, so I think people like seeing it because they know that there are definitely parts of it that are real, but then there's also the more heightened drama of like, you know, the sisters fighting, or like, you know, one of our friends who's also, he makes a lot of funny videos online. He's a close collaborator, and the joke is that like he's supposed to be in love with Esther, but then the joke on that is that he actually is in love with Esther. I don't know.
Oh, I was going to say poor Esther, that we make it a joke, but that he actually is in love with Esther. Oh, jeez.
So it gets complicated.
There's layers to this.
There's layers.
A lot of deep layers. Let me ask you this, ladies. Why don't we sort of move towards what your mission statement for your content is? Is there, who are you trying to get this to, and what is the message that you're trying to provide them? Or is this just sort of like a storyline? Like you say, I know that's one element, the diaries of it, but you guys also have other elements that, like the travel things and whatnot. So what is the mission for the content that you're putting on your site?
Well, Keith, you mentioned lifestyle content, and I think that's the main key, is that like through showing different like traveling, lifestyle, food, music, live performance, and making videos. It's just showing a creative way to live your life, especially if you're wondering like, oh, is there more? Because like a lot of people kind of like just fall into jobs and careers, and they don't really think about what they're doing. They don't really think about like, am I happy? Is this fulfilling? And we're kind of just trying to show, like, especially for women in Taiwan, which is like a big thing where women in Taiwan kind of like, they don't really have like solid role models in terms of how I should live my life as an independent and like creative woman. It's just kind of like get a job, like find a guy to get married to or whatever.
Well, I think like women have definitely progressed beyond the like, oh, I don't know if I, need a career. Maybe I just want to get married and have kids. But
well, yeah, you've got a woman as a president now, so I think that's
it's well established that women should have their own careers. But what happens very often is that they end up falling into pre-structured organizations where, you know, they feel safe, like, okay, I have a boss, I go in, I do what I'm told, but like I have a career, you know. But there's not that much talk about the creative aspect of having a career or the entrepreneurial aspect, which is still more male dominated.
So this content that you're and your website and your multimedia company is focused at the woman in Taiwan, the young woman in Taiwan, or maybe not necessarily young, but the woman in Taiwan to empower their life. Would that be a fair statement?
That's a big part of our target audience. Another part of it is the TCK, which I'm surprised a lot of people still aren't familiar with the term TCK, even people that are TCKs, which is like...
Jeez, am I a TCK?
Well,
No.
Okay.
Can I parse that for Terry? Can I parse that? Third culture kid.
Oh,
Am I getting that right?
Yeah. Oh, we're doing a program on that next week.
We're doing that very next week.
Gotcha. Yeah,
You're
okay.
a TCA.
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha.
Third culture adult.
third culture adult.
Yeah.
Yes. But the thing is, no, TCKs like grow up to be adults too, and now there's a big part of the global population of people that don't necessarily identify with one culture specifically, and that's kind of what we're all about. Like, because as you know, in our content, since you've seen all the videos, we do a lot of, like, naturally when we're speaking, we'll slip in between English and Chinese. All of our content, it has bilingual subtitles. And so I think a big part of our audience is also people that either fit into that and understand that, or want to be more a part of an international community, like in Taiwan. And so I'm sure you guys have noticed this too, but a big part of our audience is also people that just want to improve their English. You know,
right,
'cause
of
it's
course.
useful content, but it's presented in a more interesting,
An authentic
form.
way, of course.
Yeah.
That's right. Do you find any sort of international audience to this, or is most of your demographic, as you said, third culture kids? Sorry, I didn't get the initialism, by the way, on that one. Hard to pick
That's what
up.
you got me here for. It's all right. It's all right.
That's why Keith's here. Or do you find most of your audience is the third culture demographic here in Taiwan?
In Taiwan, it's not, but we found that we have like a huge demographic in Singapore and Malaysia.
Oh, right. Okay.
Which is like, I think it's because of the English and the Chinese
bilingual aspect.
It's a
of
Singlish, Chinglish kind of. I mean, we don't do that, but like for them, they can really identify with that, like having English and Chinese in their
Right.
lives, because there's not really a lot of representation of that in mainstream media right now.
Yeah. So what we try and do is, obviously we're based in Taipei and Taiwan. We love it. And so with that as a very interesting like backdrop, then we can present things that are more Western humor.
Right,
or,
of
like,
course.
looking through things from a Western perspective. Like our travel shows kind of do that, because we go to the same places that everybody goes to. You know, we go to Jiufen or we go to Inge, but what ends up happening because of our background, we just see the places in a different light, and the episodes end up being kind of kooky, and like sometimes it almost seems like we haven't really done anything like that's on the normal tourist list, but actually a lot of people in Taiwan have really responded to that. And I think the reason for it is because they have been to the very same places we've been to, but they haven't seen it through our perspective.
Right. Well, I'm going to hold you right there, because we do something very similar here on the morning show. We'll talk about that in a second. We got to take ourselves a short break here. We've got Lara and Esther here from Meimeiwawa Multimedia joining us. We'll take a short break and return in a moment. It's the morning show with Terry on ICRT.
What brings you here?
Music.
Well, now that you've arrived,
Hello, you're on the air.
we've got just what you need.
Really good music.
Tell me about it. Right here on ICRT.
It's 10:24 in the morning. We return to the morning show with Terry here on ICRT, and we are amidst our Wednesday extended interview. We've got Esther and Lara from Meimeiwawa Multimedia joining us here this morning. Thanks for coming in, girls. We just closed that little segment. You were talking about some of the travel videos you did in particular.
A Hancliffe ending. We never get to have Hancliffe endings.
We're just going to roll this, is what we're going to do. This is a clip from your trip to Inga, the ceramic town, if you will. So we're just going to roll this so people get an idea as to what's going on here.
So we're headed into our second field trip for Live and Vivacious, which is Inga. This is a very well-known ceramics village. And what exactly is a ceramics village? Let's find out.
All right, so that's this is goes on to be a clip. It's quite humorous. It's informational, if that's even a word. It's It's interactive. You've got is that Joanna Wong that was in that video?
Yes.
Is that who that is? Okay, so you've got Joanna Wong in the video. This is not unlike something that we do here called Wow Taiwan on the morning show. So just to give listeners a reference if they're not familiar with what you ladies do, we do something similar where we give video clips, and every month we go to a different place in Taiwan that maybe lots of Taiwanese people have been to before, but you're right. We have the same sort of mission that you do, which is to present the place from an international perspective, or from, specifically, I hate using the word foreigner, but from an international person's
we found
perspective.
your word now. We found your word now.
Yeah,
You're third culture adult, from a third culture adult perspective.
Thank you. From a third culture adult perspective. That's a beautiful way of putting it.
TKAU.
But I have to say, Terry, you're much younger than I thought you would be. I've only heard you.
Everybody says that.
No, I don't know, but I just thought I would say, like, I came in and I was like, oh, this is a youngish looking dude. Like,
Thought
I
you were ancient.
Everybody says the same thing. They say I sound like an old man.
You have a mature voice.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for
an immature appearance.
and an immature
persona.
Everything
else, yeah.
But this is very close to what we do here on Wow Taiwan. We try and get and present these places that lots of people have been to. Not everybody, but lots of Taiwanese folks have been to Inga, or as you said, Jo Fun, or a lot of the festivals that we go to. Even last year we did, like Spring Scream and all that sort of thing. But presenting them in a different way. Do you guys see yourselves as ambassadors for Taiwan in that perspective?
Well, ambassadors in the sense that I have never had a friend who visited Taiwan and was like, oh, I didn't like that. Like it's just everyone that comes to Taiwan is always pleasantly surprised by how much there is to do here. I mean, not only in terms of the nightlife or the nature, which is very accessible, and everyone is always raving about the food. And so we feel like, I guess it is our mission to let more people know about how amazing and unique of a place Taiwan is.
But
yeah, right.
I would say that the ambassador part is also for like, it's kind of like a feminist voice, and also like encouraging people to like work more with the foreign community here, because I feel like in a lot of industries, and especially in entertainment, there's still kind of a divide between like foreigners,
very much
international, and then the local kind of entertainment
like
scene.
Each group is doing their own thing,
but they really should be working together.
One thing that
you're absolutely right, by the way, having working in that segregated sort of community. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, we're really trying to break that because naturally, like, we've both been raised bilingual. So for some of our larger video productions, especially, like, we've shot a web series actually that isn't released yet, but it's dedicated to life in Taipei, and it's like a dark comedy. But like, for example, on projects like that, we got a very, very diverse team of people together. Like, there was everyone on the project from like Argentinians to like Vietnamese people to some guy from Nicaragua. I can never pronounce it. Nicaragua. To, like, it's a very unique working experience to be able, like our videographer was Italian.
Yeah.
And like, they're all people based in Taiwan that really want to have larger projects to work on, but there's often this language barrier. And I think Meimeiwawa creates an environment that kind of breaks that because of our natural tendency to use people that are bilingual on set.
Yeah, right, of course. Yeah, no, again, that kind of parallels certainly what we do here on the morning show as well, and even in this segment right here where we, this Wednesday extended interview, what we try and do is we try and bring in some international folks, some expats that are doing things that are just a little bit different here in Taiwan than maybe the stereotypical perception.
I teach English too on the side.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you do, but just to move away from that there are a lot of people doing big projects and whatnot.
She has a thing against English teachers.
No, I don't have a thing against English teachers.
No,
but then It is
Be careful. There's a lot of English teachers listening. That's a big demographic.
That's a big demographic.
This is
Sure.
the thing, though. Like, I'm sure that there are many English teachers that want to be doing more.
Of course there are,
Yeah.
and that's maybe what we're getting at as well. And if anything, this segment shows folks that people can do other things here in Taiwan. There aren't just English teachers as international residents or engineers. Of course, that's sort of the other stereotypical job here.
But
for
we definitely
international.
encourage the foreign community, anybody who's interested in what we're doing, to contact us, to get involved. Like, we're totally open to working with people, and I think it really makes our projects like special and
Terry,
better.
we brought our headshots today, right?
Yeah. Here, yeah. Jeez, no, I didn't. I never
forgot
had
it.
my headshots with me.
The one time I got scouted, you know what happened? A dude on the street had one of those big telephoto lenses. He was looking for a foreigner, and he's like, "Oh, you'd be perfect for this part." And I was like, "Oh man, all right, perfect for this part. We need a nerdy boy." And I didn't even get the job. So couldn't even.
Apparently, you were not nerdy enough. So
Apparently
that's a good
so.
thing.
Well, yeah,
Apparently
that's
so.
a good thing. That'll say you're
Guess so.
not
All
nerdy
right.
enough.
Positive
To,
spin on that.
Slightly salvage my English teacher comment. What I mean, though, is that there are a lot of people here with a lot of talent, but it's very easy to fall into a job of teaching English, and everyone knows it's good money and stuff. But for example, when we went on this Inga field trip, we got to know a ceramics artist who does teach English on the side, but he's more into, he's very good with his hands and making things. And so Esther got him involved with making some props, like weapons and things, for one of our latest music videos. And so that would be a great example of how we're really trying to integrate the foreign community and invite them to do projects that they're definitely interested in. Our current fashion consultant, she also teaches English on the side, but
No, she just got her APRC.
oh, yay.
Congrats.
Okay. But yeah, her passion has always been fashion. And I think a lot of people come to Taiwan and they fall in love with it and they want to stay here. And teaching English seems to be a very plausible way of supporting your income. But we just want to let them
Sure.
know that there's actually a variety of projects out there that, if you get in touch with the right people, there are a lot of people trying to do great things, like Brooke from the lab,
Brooke Hall from the lab.
Yeah, sure. Brooke's been on the program before. Yeah, no, you're of course right. English is a good portal to getting into Taiwan and working here and meeting people. But there are also lots of other people that are here, sort of outside of the language industry as well. And
She just meant I don't like dating English teachers. This is true.
well, that's fine. We'll get into maybe
We're not gonna get
that
into
a
your
little bit
dating
later.
life.
Yeah. We'll maybe get into that.
We're into a 3-hour-long show. So.
Do we got time for that? I don't know. Well, it's kind of interesting because we do a lot of bilingual content here as well. Sometimes we kind of slip a little Chinese in here and there. And at the back of my head, I'm always kind of thinking, are we limiting our market? I mean, you're really working that Venn diagram. It's the people that speak English and Chinese and are into radio and like silly gags.
And yeah, exactly. So we feel like sometimes we're really kind of limiting the demographic.
digging a niche
Do you guys
But
feel
it
the
sounds
same
like
way?
you guys are saying that it's a lot bigger than maybe we're thinking, people that are looking for that sort of thing.
I'm saying that now is the time, because of new media, in the internet, now is the time to look for niche markets. So your audience is out there, but you're going to have to spend a longer time looking for it. So, but your niche market will be more loyal and more supportive than, the general public. Is what
Right.
I'm saying.
Right. Right. That was probably the first question I had about watching your videos, which was, well, other than the fact that they're humorous, and I was curious as to how much might have been scripted, or it's sounding to me like it's all pretty natural listening to you guys sitting here. But I was wondering, because you do it mostly in English. It's almost entirely in English, and I was just wondering exactly what the market was here in Taiwan for that. I mean, because you're right, there is no mainstream media, with the exception of ICRT as a radio station. There's certainly no television. There's none of that. And wondering, what you're in for all of that was. And I guess that's some of the stuff you've been talking about here.
Well, Well, what
Don't
we've
hug it. I
noticed-
knew you were gonna hug the microphone.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to
See, it
answer
is
one
real.
Yeah, no,
question.
it's very real. I can see now.
Okay, I just think that before Taiwan wasn't ready, because I mean I remember listening to ICRT when I was in high school and stuff, and I felt like, well, because the foreign community here used to be much larger because of like back when there was the base here, and then there was like a lot more foreign companies, and before they all pulled out and went to Shanghai or whatever, there was just like a bigger community. But the thing is that I think that Taiwan, the young people of Taiwan, they're almost ready for more westernization. They're craving it. They want to learn English. We've met some other YouTube creators who are like teaching English on YouTube, and they're immensely popular. And so there's just been this like wider and wider audience growing in terms of like Taiwanese youth who want this kind of like Western perspective, Western humor, Western lifestyle. And so I think now is actually the perfect time where the market is actually developing. And but the thing is, it's all happening online. It's all happening on like Facebook and
Yeah, you're right.
kind of
You're right.
thing.
The traditional routes of entertainment and media, being the newspaper, radio, even cable television, are kind of going by the wayside.
Yeah, and we were told when we first started to not do it in English. We were told like, oh, you'd be so much more successful if you just wrote it in Chinese and maybe like pitched it to China. But the thing is, I'm not very funny in Chinese, and I just wasn't interested in it. And I was kind of surprised. Like, we did like a survey a few months back, and the response came back that most people actually preferred it in English with Chinese
Who
subtitles.
did you survey for
We
this?
surveyed our fans. We surveyed our fans. And
Just
like,
went out to people on the street.
I don't know. That's kind of like surveying fans of the morning show whether or not they like the morning show with Terry or not,
Well,
isn't it?
That would still be dubious. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's maybe a bad example.
That's the thing, though, because you have a lot of people who follow you on the internet, but like they're not really like loyal followers. They're not really like, they don't really like tune in. Like, there's really no conversion rate. Like, how do you like turn your followers into like some kind of sustainable income? This is what a lot of people are trying to figure out right now.
Right.
But the thing is, like, I was kind of wondering as well, like, oh, should I kind of make it more Chinese? Like, should we kind of like play up Lara's role in the entertainment industry more? But the feedback that came back was like, no, we like what we were doing, just like more people need to know about it.
And like, I think it was pretty unbiased in the sense that out of our fan base, like, we're aware of the people that are bilingual, but the people that are predominantly like Taiwanese locals, and we ask them all the same questions, like, do you prefer content in just Chinese, just English, bilingual? And like, it always came back bilingual. And I think
But
that's
English,
and English was also, like a powerful.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it was an indication that people really do, whether it is just to learn English, even wanting to learn English is an indication that people are ready for more Western influences, Western humor. A lot of the YouTube's like celebrities in the US that only provide U.S. content have been translated, like the subtitles have all been translated by local Taiwanese people so that they can enjoy that content
Yeah,
as well.
right.
So,
You're
BC
exactly
and
right.
Louie.
BC and Louie is a great example. Okay, ladies, we're going to stop you right there. We got to take another break. When we come back, we're going to kind of we're going to pit you guys against each other
Make
here
it fun.
in a second.
Game
All right,
time.
all right. We'll
That's
take
the
a break
idea.
here. Back in a flash. This is the morning show with Terry on ICRT FM 100.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Time to tune in to Terry as we return to the morning show.
He just brings like energy and like it like wakes me up.
Right here on FM 100.
10:40 in the morning. We return here. We've got Esther and Lara from Meimeiwawa Multimedia. The Sister Act. Having seen your videos, you guys, you have a really good back and forth about you, and found that really interesting in watching your videos. So we're going to kind of put that to the test here. Is what we're going to do. And we're going to find out whether or not you guys really know each other, or whether it's just an act.
We know the fighting isn't an act. We at least know that.
We've seen that firsthand.
Let's see if the sisterly love isn't an act.
So I'm going to ask you guys a question about each other, and then you are going to write down what you think the other sister's answer is. So, for example, just to give reference for our listeners, if I were to say, what is your sister's favorite color? Lara, you will be writing down what you think Esther's favorite color is, and Esther, you will be writing down what Lara's
So
favorite color is.
I think
Now
we need to go on Facebook Live for this.
Okay,
so.
all right,
Are
okay.
we on Facebook Live?
Okay.
So,
Say hi.
Made it
Say
happen.
hi, Terry.
so here we go.
Keith.
Question number 1 is, and don't let the other sister see your answer.
No, I need another pen.
Here.
Question
There you go.
number 1 is, what is your sister's favorite restaurant?
Oh, this is so easy.
Okay, easy. Okay, one sister says easy, the other one puts her head in her hands.
Maybe this game should be named Who Loves Who More?
yeah, exactly. Who's the better sister?
She
Is
likes
what this
lots
is.
of
Okay,
restaurants.
so you've got that there, and we'll get to the answers later. We're not going to do it now, so just write down all your answers, put a number beside them, so
Okay.
we've got it. Number 2. Now we're going to get a little more revealing. Where or who? Well, no, we should keep who out of this. Where was your sister's first kiss? Where was your sister's first
Well,
kiss?
define first kiss.
No, I'll let you make that distinction because my distinction is probably way different than yours.
Should probably
So-
go by Esther's definition.
Okay, so where was your sister's first kiss?
This might be a decent moment to point out that this list of questions is actually an adapted list of questions. Originally, it was for married couples, but we've
we
updated
do
it.
feel like a married couple.
Pretty
at
much.
times.
There we
are.
go.
Yeah.
Pretty weird.
There we go.
All right, here we go. If there was one thing your sister could change about herself, what would it be? If there was one thing your sister could change about herself. Now, Keith, I'll do the same thing with you. I would suggest you probably want to change your nerdy appearance. That would be the one thing you'd want to change about yourself. I just opened up a can of worms, I think. But
Yeah, and you probably would want to come off like an ass less often, I would imagine.
That's for darn
I would
sure.
imagine.
That is for darn sure.
I mean, if I were you, that's what I would want.
All right, you girls good with that?
I'm still trying to think of the favorite restaurants.
Okay, all right. All right.
Stressing.
Here we go. Well, we're going to go on to number 4 here. What would your sister say is her best feature? What would your sister say is her best feature?
Like physical or
Anything.
Anything?
Anything at all. Anything at all. Could be physical. It could be about their characteristic. It could be anything at all. All right? You've got that? Mm-hmm. All right. The
These are getting a little
working hard.
dangerous.
I
They're taking this
found
very
a way to keep them
seriously.
quiet anyway.
They are taking it pretty seriously.
Yeah, they are.
Esther
This
says that she's very competitive.
She wants to
So
win.
she could just lie. I mean, she could just say, no, that's not my favorite anything.
no, there's one thing you should know about me is I don't lie.
And she has a lot of integrity.
It's because I
But you
feel
would
like
say
it
that
take-
if you are a
it take-
liar.
No, it takes away from my powers
She's
of
just
prediction.
building up like
Because
a
the
story for
less
when she
you lie,
lies.
the more accurate you are. In
You
things
don't lie.
say.
You just give us faux truth. Is that?
What faux reality?
All right, ladies, last one here. What is your sister's guilty pleasure? What is your sister's guilty pleasure? Okay. And that'll be the last one there. And then when you're ready, Esther, you hand your answers to Keith, and Lara, you give me your answers.
Oh,
And-
no, I didn't realize somebody would have to try and read my handwriting.
Oh, no.
Yeah, me. Well, no. I mean, just to give them so that we don't change them, and Keith and I can look at them. And yeah, I guess we don't even really need to look at them, but we're just going to do it anyway, just because we
For
want
the
it.
sake of impartiality.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, sorry. What was the last question?
The last
Guilty
question.
pleasure.
Yeah, your sister's
guilty
guilty pleasure.
pleasure.
What is your
Guilty
sister's
pleasure.
guilty pleasure?
I'm trying to think what Terry's guilty pleasure. I don't think you're guilty about too many things.
No,
you guys
I'll
playing
tell you.
too?
What,
Shameless.
I'll tell you what my guilty pleasure is. Going for facials, the kind at the spa.
Thanks for clarifying.
Is
Yeah.
it like a special spa where you ask for a pedicure afterwards?
I'm not going to get into my guilty pleasures.
That's why it's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, your-
I don't want to be made to feel guilty here.
Well, your face is looking radiant.
No, thank you.
Might I say?
Thank you.
Guilty pleasure.
I think we're distracting them.
Yeah, I know. I've never seen it. I didn't know this was going to come off so serious to these ladies.
I mean,
That's-
Both kind of.
they're hard
Okay, you're
questions.
done.
We were good students.
All right, Lara is. I've got your answer. Just as Keith says, for the sake of impartiality here, to make sure that nothing changes. Okay. Esther's working hard.
Just give me another minute.
There's no bonus marks for like aesthetics of your writing or.
Ooh, it is good handwriting though.
Mine is
not bad.
not so much.
It's unique.
How confident are you feeling about this, Lara?
Okay,
I think
interesting.
I have at least 3 out of 5. Right?
Okay.
Okay, this is interesting. Just looking at some of your answers here. Okay.
Like the ones I crossed out. I was like, I probably shouldn't say that on air.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready, Esther?
Okay, I know I'm wrong.
Okay, here we go. So let's go to question number 1, which was, what was your sister's favorite restaurant? Now, first of all, I'll ask you, Esther, what is your favorite restaurant? And then I'll tell you what Lara wrote.
Ruth's Chris.
Wow. Very well done. You know each other very well. You're exactly right. Yes, it was Ruth's Chris. So you're exactly right. I feel I need a dinger and a buzzer for this one, so I'll try and get those there. But yeah, you're exactly right. And let's go the other way now.
Looks like you wrote 2 answers. Which one is the answer you want?
Oh, no. The first one was like, I made a note. I wrote favorite restaurant.
Okay. So then your guest. Oh, I see.
So tell us, Lara, what you think Esther's favorite restaurant was.
Oh,
or what is your favorite restaurant? Sorry.
My new favorite restaurant, which you should have known, maybe.
You can't be mad yet. We haven't said it.
Here we go.
Is Ema.
Okay, what do you got?
Oh, no.
VVG Cafe.
Oh, wow, that's a loser
love-
sound. You don't mean Ema in Kaohsiung, do you?
She
I
does.
do.
That's my favorite restaurant
Isn't it
ever,
amazing?
man.
Man, you guys
It's
should be sisters.
amazing.
Oh, jeez, that is my favorite. I was just there like 2 days ago.
Oh my God!
How
it's
would
the
I
best.
guess? How would I
Axeman is
guess?
the best.
You were thinking Taipei. You
I'm
had to think
Taipei-centric.
bigger.
I'm
all right.
Taipei-centric.
Let's move on to the next question, as we do got to move this forward here. Where was your sister's first kiss, Esther?
Where was your first?
My-
kiss?
where was
Where was your first kiss?
Okay,
Can't
I
remember.
seriously can't remember. Like, I really don't remember.
Now, come on.
No,
You're telling
I
me
really-
a girl doesn't remember her first kiss in any capacity. Maybe it was from anybody. It didn't have to be from...
From anybody.
Yeah, well,
I'm
yeah,
not
no,
that
I guess
kind
that'd
of
be
girl.
weird.
Okay, yeah, but why don't I remember? Probably it was at school somewhere.
And what school was that?
TAS.
Oh, another one for Lara. She has TAS written down here. So Lara's 2 for 2.
Oh, right. And what's your guess?
I don't remember.
Okay,
She doesn't remember.
So Lara, where was your first kiss?
I mean, see, this is the thing. Like, I remember having a very sweet relationship in preschool, and I don't know if it counts, but it definitely was a kiss.
Okay, well then I guess that counts.
But then my first real kiss would probably be also at TAS.
And the answer there?
Was it getting more specific? A school dance?
Okay, we'll accept that. We'll
Oh, it
accept
does have
that.
a name. I shouldn't read that.
I wrote a name. It's okay. You can say it. I want to see if I'm right.
Somebody by the name of Mikey?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
remember him.
Dings all over. Okay, all right.
Congratulations, Mikey.
So there we go. So it's 2-1 here. Let's go to the third question, as we do got to move this up. What would be the one thing your sister could change about herself? Esther, what do you think about Lara?
I think she prefers like the waif look.
Yeah.
She wants like a cocaine chic body.
That she'll be stricken from the record.
Yeah. Okay, well, you missed on that one then.
No.
That's what.
Oh.
No, that's her guess. We did it out of order.
We did it
Oh, we did it out of order.
We did it out of order.
Yeah.
Is she anywhere close on that one?
Well, she is correct. Like, I've always...
What?
I've always wanted
No,
to
you're
just
reading the one
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Yeah, we did. Okay. Usually it's heroin chic. Oh, it's very original.
right.
Very original.
So, okay, so what did you write? What was your answer?
Wait, for Esther then.
Yeah.
What you have to answer what you would change about
Yeah,
yourself.
what would you actually change
what
about
would
yourself?
I change about myself? Oh, right.
I wrote 2 answers.
Yeah, and then you moved one to answer number 5.
Because it was so relevant.
Yeah, right.
The question was like,
What would you?
What would
Yeah,
you
what would you change about
change
yourself,
about
Esther? So
Esther?
what's the answer?
Oh, physically, right?
no,
No,
it wasn't
anything.
physically.
Oh, anything.
But I did have an answer for physically, and I did have an answer for not physically.
Oh, probably like my eye.
Oh shoot! I forgot
Okay,
that.
no. Okay, no. Still, I'm still gonna go with the loser. She said you would change that you would ask for help more
Ah,
if you could change one thing about yourself.
it's true.
Laura, what would you change about yourself?
Yeah, we went through the weight thing. Like, I'm always like, I want to be super
So that's
fit,
correct.
you
So
know?
that is
Okay.
correct.
That is
Okay, Esther.
correct,
All
yeah.
right.
That's 2 for
Sorry,
Esther.
I gave you the wrong one. Okay, sorry, I gave you the wrong one. There you
I
go.
feel like this is biased.
Sorry. So it's 2-2 now. is what it
2-2.
is. Okay,
All right, that's
so,
not bad.
So we're all even. Let's get to
We got
question
2 more to go.
number 4. is
Probably
what we're
running
gonna
out of
do.
time,
Yeah,
too.
so we got to move this. You got to move
pretty
this
fast.
What does your sister love most about her, or what about herself? What does your sister love most about herself? What do you love most about yourself?
I like the fact that I'm pretty capable.
Pretty capable.
Kind of close.
Yeah, this is a close one. Can you be more specific than capable?
Yeah.
What? That's
The thing that you pride yourself most in.
Yeah.
You know.
my capabilities.
Just turned it to a noun.
Oh, come on.
Wait, what am I? I feel like
What have
you're
you
trying
said
to
before? What have you said before that you're like, I think I'm the most blank person I know?
I think I'm the most. I said that about a lot of stuff.
Humility. Let me guess that. How's that? Well, I'm not going to give that one to you. She said your intelligence is what you would have said most best about
damn.
yourself.
Forgot about that.
All right, Lara, you. What do you think? What do you like most about yourself?
I think I'm.
That Esther would say.
That Esther would say.
Yeah.
Well, no, I have to answer for myself.
Okay, do it then.
I think I'm pretty pleasant. Like, I'm.
You're nice. You're
I'm
a
nice.
good, gentle spirit. Okay.
What's that word? I see
People like-
ability to endupe.
Endure.
Endure.
Ability to endure. So that's a no as well. Okay. Let's go to the last one here because we got to get this.
Very quickly.
What is your sister's guilty pleasure, Esther?
What is your guilty pleasure?
I can't say that. Say it.
What is your radio-friendly guilty pleasure?
What is my radio-friendly?
No. I want the non-radio friendly one.
You know it.
Chocolate chip muffins.
No.
What?
What is it, Lara?
So close. Potato chips.
Oh, no, I don't feel guilty about that at all. I feel entitled to it.
All right, and last one, Lara, what about you? What is your guilty pleasure?
TV marathons.
Netflix marathon.
Wow, Esther pulls it out in the last question there. Well
Esther
done.
has 3.
Yeah,
3-2.
Esther's 3 to
You won
Lara's 2.
again.
Wow, well done. Well done.
I
All right.
forgot you were intelligent.
Yeah, that would actually sort of work against. But anyway, ladies, listen, we got to get towards the end here and say goodbye. But we want to thank you both for coming in here today. Why don't, before we leave, you tell everybody where they can find Meimeiwawa Multimedia in all of its glory? Your YouTube channel, your website, your Twitter, like anything you got. Why don't you lay it on us
We
right
have
now?
them all. So
Okay.
it's MEIMEIWAWA Multimedia. You can search that for YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. On Instagram, we're called Meiwa Sisters. And also we have a really important concert coming up on May 8th, which we'll both be performing at Legacy. So you can check my fan page, which is Lara Liang Xingyi in Chinese.
Hello, Lara Liang.
Hello, Lara Liang. Something like that. Just look it up and come to our concert and have fun.
Yeah, follow me.
All right. Well, ladies, thanks so much for taking the time to come on in here this morning. Coming up at 11, we've got news, so stay with us. And then when we get into the next hour, it is the All Request Hour. We'll also give away some tickets to Lara's show in the next hour, too, when we get back here. So stay tuned. Lots to go on the morning show with Terry. This is going to be...
Wake up and you're already late. Nothing matches with a tired face. Burn your toast, miss your bus, your makeup's melting. No one ever seems to hold the elevator in this building. You know how they say, just do your best. But sometimes.
And playing behind me there, cutting off Terry's outro, is a recent track from Lara called I Do.
Get up and shake that shit up.
We'll just kind of let that play us out, give you all the taste of what's on offer musically from these talented ladies. And we're going to close out the show there as well. Thank you all for listening to another extended Taiwan Talk interview on The Morning Show with Terry Engel. You can, of course, catch the latest on everything ICRT has to offer by following us on Twitter. We tweet at ICRT100 for programming stuff, at ICRT News for news stuff, and I tweet at Keith Manconi for stuff that I do. For ICRT and The Morning Show, I'm Keith Manconi, and I'll leave you with just a little bit more of this track. Once again, this is Lara, Veronin, and I Do.